friends. Today is indeed a good day. I can love you and be your friend, even if we think differently, believe differently, act differently, look different, or come from different places in life. You are welcome here. With that in mind, let's get our day started together. Good morning, my friends. Sorry that I'm having a little bit of camera trouble this morning, but we will jump right past worrying about my face and we will drive to the point of our gathering, the point of our getting together this morning, and we will focus on the precept, this core value that we have this morning. This morning's value is mercy. Now, mercy is not a sign of weakness. It is a strength that's wielded with intentionality. Mercy is a choice to be kind and compassionate, a choice to show leniency towards others, whether they've wronged us or whether they are just in need. Mercy is about how we treat those who are in distress. It isn't just a feeling or a good intention. It is compassion in action. Now, I enjoyed comparing the similarities of what mercy means within both the Judeo-Christian religions and in the Islamic Muslim religions. Both have Abrahamic roots and speak about mercy being rooted in the word womb. Womb, right? I said the B to emphasize the spelling. In a healthy situation, there's an innate compassion and a love of a mother to her womb, to that baby that's in her womb, right? That is an innate, a natural thing that occurs in nature. In fact, the word woman comes from the root word womb. The word comes from a woman being a man with a womb man, a woman, right? And the word mercy points to that mercy, the action that stems from that innate compassion that a mother has for her womb. So a womb is an extension of the woman. If a woman, if I hate my arm, right, then a doctor might tell me that I had some kind of issue with that because that arm is an extension of my body. It is a part of me, right? And yes, we do at times hate things about ourselves. We hate parts of ourselves. But that is not mercy with ourselves. That is not having compassion towards ourselves. There is something special about a woman and her babies and her womb. That connection, that tether that exists between her through that umbilical cord that is eventually cut at birth, and then that child is taken care of. You can see this, that even animals in the wild, they have a special love for those that were produced from their own womb. There is an attachment. There is a connection. There is a mercy that is innate. I do not have a womb, but I do have a daughter, and I have a special place in my heart of mercy and compassion towards her. In fact, I have to try and be careful to not spoil her through my mercy. But mercy is not just a feeling. It would not be merciful if I loved and had compassion for my daughter and did not change my actions. If it was just an intention that I wanted her to have a good life, but I took no action to support her, that would not be merciful. I might have a compassion, I might have a feeling. So the point today is mercy has to have action with it. And mercy is not just supposed to be towards our womb or towards our children, but we're taught that that mercy, true mercy, it would be easy to be merciful with those who treat you well, or those who can bring you benefit. Right? There's no strength required to be kind and compassionate to those who are kind and compassionate to you, or who lift you up and do things for you. But there's a strength in showing mercy to those who have wronged you, or who owe you, or who act as if they are your enemy. And this is mercy. It takes strength to take from what you have earned and worked hard for, and to help someone who is in need, who may not be able to do that, or may just choose to not help themselves. Because some people are in places in their lives where they do not even help themselves, yet they need help. They need help to get out of that. That is merciful. That is a strength. That is not a weakness. It is much easier and is much weaker to ignore the man in need, or to not show mercy and compassion to someone who doesn't act or bring you anything of value to you, right? It's much easier, much, I would say, weaker to not be merciful. It does take a strength to show that mercy. So that is the core value today, is will we believe that there is value in this type of mercy? This type of mercy does not say they deserve it, so yes, I will give it to them. Honestly, mercy in its strength says, no, this is not about deserve. This is not about them and what they have done. This is about how I will live. The woman who has a baby in her womb and then a baby running around at her feet after birth is not saying, yes, this child has earned this. When a mother goes through the birthing pains, the child has not yet done anything to earn that. They may not their whole lives do anything worth earning that from their mother. But the mother does that out of a mercy that stems from the compassion and turns into an action. So that's our goal for today. Number one, I would pray that there would be some compassion, some underlying compassion in our hearts, even towards our enemies, even towards those who don't deserve it, those who are in need, whether they, quote, deserve our help, or whether they don't, quote, deserve our help. Do we have a compassion in us that's a part of us that will stir up merciful action? I hope this is true. So this is what I will chew on today. I am not always merciful. When I deal with people in the business world and they do not live up to their promises, or sometimes they just don't live up to my expectations, to correct that, to ensure that they know that they have missed the mark and that steps need to be taken to correct that. Now, that is not, by itself, that is not harsh. That is the reality of the business world. When we have an agreement and you're supposed to do X and I'm supposed to do Y so that we can both get to Z, that is normal. But how I act upon when others fall short will either be the weak way of just anger and non constructive criticism. There is a huge difference between constructive and non constructive criticism. It is easier to lash out non constructively. That takes no strength. That is just reaction to situation. But to have the strength to have the compassion towards someone else's mistakes takes a little more strength. That is the mercy that I want to see more fruitful in my life. I don't always get that right. I don't want to be weak, right? I don't want to just ignore people's failings and trappings and their needs, areas of need. But I do want to be merciful. There is a very narrow path that truly is that strong mercy where we stand our ground, where we are constructive even in our mercy. Thank you, my friend.